Ben Johnson for the last 2 years has been the hottest name in coaching, right?
Yep.
At the top of everybody's list, the offense he's put out there at Detroit.
Sure.
But how the hell is Ben Johnson at the point where it's the Raiders, right? Like, whoa, this should be like guys that don't normally get jobs or last chance hotel. The Jets even said, we don't want to talk to him, likely because Ben Johnson would say, forget it. But the reason Ben Johnson is sort of falling through the cracks right now and teams are talking to everybody going outside the box is because the era of the hot coordinator is ending. And that was the thread for the longest time. Hey, who should get the next head coaching jobs in the NFL? Who are the hot offensive and defensive coordinators this year? What have they done the last couple of years? Hey, it's time to promote them. Maybe they're great head coaches. But what have we seen? It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag because is a guy who's a great coordinator a great coach? Sometimes they turn out to be really good coaches. Sometimes they don't. And it's a real big risk. Like, I don't know if Ben Johnson's going to be good. If he could bring his players from Detroit with him, he'd be great, but
Sure.
he can't. So that's why he's probably been linked with the Bears more than any team, because the Bears have really good skill position players that need that. Now, how does he get down to the Raiders? Because a lot of teams, especially in this cycle, are looking for the CEO head coach. All of these job opportunities and openings are bad. They're all teams that are starting over or need someone who can be in charge of the whole program so things don't spiral out of control and things get embarrassing, right? Like with the Jets, or we saw with the Patriots, and the Patriots said, no, we're going to get Mike Vrabel, who clearly has shown I can run an entire program by myself, right? The Jaguars need somebody to be able to do that. All the openings that are here, they're all bad. They're all bad openings because there's no team that, hey, we're a little bit away from the playoffs and we're really good. We just need that great offensive or defensive mind to get us over the top. No, none of those teams are like that. So Ben Johnson is sort of not quite the shiny new toy because teams are looking for something different than what he wanted. What was the Bears wanted a whole thing from Ben Johnson? What's your leadership plan? I mean, really, this tells you that teams are not looking for the hot coordinators who can come in and set a culture and run a program that gets us back to where we need to be so we're not backsliding and we're not making embarrassing headlines all year long. That's why Ben Johnson has fallen to the Raiders, who normally would be like, we'll just take whoever's left. Oh, now we get the hot offensive coordinator? Oh, yeah, but now you see why.
Well, it becomes some of it with Brady and his involvement with the Raiders has to play an effect, whatever it is on the pie chart, whether it's building the relationship, fanboying, whatever term you want to use with it. And the idea of changing direction. Mark Davis, relinquished role, whatever that is. Shad Khan, not going anywhere. Cowboys, year removed from 12 wins. You got a roster that's okay. Not great, not terrible. It's not the worst roster in the league. You got some players. You got to keep guys healthy and move from there, see what you get out of Dak. But so you're tied to a quarterback. Do you necessarily want that? Do you want to deal with Jerry Jones? Are you okay with being a puppet, as so many use? I don't quite use it the same way, but that's the way it's generally characterized in our sports media world, so we'll leave it there. With the Bears, do they have a GM? Brian Poles is a guy in name. Is he actually doing the hiring? Don't know. The leadership thing, they at least listened to everybody on their exit interviews. They had an intern go back. Hey, what did all the players say on the way out? Leadership. Someone who's actually in charge of a locker room. So, yes, a leadership plan based on every guy that got in front of a microphone over a 6-week period. Hell, go back to week 4 or 5 when Kmet was talking about it. Mm-hmm. Right? It's a consistent theme of we need the leader of men. So that flows. But for Ben Johnson, Bobby Slowick down in Houston, right? The offensive line wasn't great, even though you got great years from a great year from Mixon and Nico Collins when he was healthy. Not the same sexiness to it, right? You want guys that are going to be able to come in and build, and in theory, actually get the assurances that they're going to get to build. Versus, yeah, come take the job. I may have 2 hands on the edge of that rug ready to pull it out from you at any time. That's the other part, is you want a guy that's going to build that plan as opposed to, is it a flash in the pan and can he only work with these players?
Yeah, it's a case of if you're so confident in someone's leadership skills, it's not going to matter. And for certain guys, it doesn't matter. But hey, but we don't know. Boy, really feels safer with a Mike McCarthy. We
Yeah,
feel
you don't know what he
safer
is.
with Mike Vrabel because we've seen them do it before and succeed, and we think we can do it here.
That's
and I
why
have
Pete
more
Carroll
confidence
gets
in
more
that.
love than
He still Bears are talking to him too. I mean, really, Ben Johnson, it's not the trendy thing.